Yeah, so there we go, we're in. Okay, Baldur's Gate 3 on Windows 7. As we can see, if we try to launch this, it's going to crash straight away, which is no good. So we close this, right click this icon here, open file location. This is going to take us to the launcher folder, which is no good for what we want. What we want to do is go up into the main Baldur's Gate 3 folder, into the bin subfolder binary, and as we can see, we've got two exe files here, bg3dx11 and just normal bg3.exe. So we might think that on Windows 7 the dx11 version is going to have better performance, but it transpires actually that the normal bg3.exe, which is Vulkan API, is actually vastly superior. Not only that, the dx11 version, if we try to use that, what's going to happen is the minimap in the top right, it's not going to work at all. We're just going to get a black circle, which is no good. So what we do is create a shortcut on the desktop. That was a right click drag, and then we're going to just minimize that because we don't need it. Next thing we're going to do, Windows key R, which gives us the run box, and we're going to stop UXSMS, which is the desktop window manager folder. I don't know why they've called it that, UXSMS. I'm not sure what that means, but if we stop that service, what's going to happen is this is all going to go grey, which means that's worked. And then if we open up the on-screen keyboard, just to give an example of the speed that's actually required here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit return quite fast. Hopefully the microphone will pick up how loud it is, and then I'm going to, with the on-screen keyboard, I'm going to hit shift, and this will give us, like I say, an idea of the timings that are actually required. So here we go. And eventually, yeah, here we go. So what's going to happen is, let's get rid of this now. Click on that. We're going to get the game. Easy as that. We might be dropping a few frames. We're using OBS to record the entire screen, which is never perfect. It does work. 60 FPS, no problems normally. This is quite an old PC, but it does go. Now, the first time that we do this, not completely sure why, but it's a lot harder to do. You've got to be very, very precise with the timing of hitting the shift key, holding it down, as we could see with the on-screen keyboard a minute ago. But once we get in for the first time, what we can do is change the display mode away from full screen into either I can't remember what it's called, borderless window or an actual window. Either are okay. I think we're probably going to get slightly better performance with borderless window. Yeah, so that's what you do. It's literally as easy as that. Let's go in the game. Yeah, so there we go. We're in. Options, video, yeah, windowed, full screen or borderless window. That's what we can choose from. Either borderless or actual window. I've left it like this just for the purpose of the test. Let's quit this now. Yeah, quit that. The reason for this is I'm not sure the precise details of it. It's something to do with how the application is focused, and by holding down shift, what it's doing is it's launching an unfocused window, so it's almost like a background application. And yeah, according to my records, this does work up to, this is the GOG version, by the way, so this is going to work on the GOG version, probably the Steam version as well, up to patch number 8. Anything after patch 8, this method no longer works. So that's that. What we can do now is bring back the desktop window manager, net start UXSMS that was, and we can come up with a slightly better solution here. What we can do, we can right click this shortcut, again, open file location. Now this is the Baldur's Gate 3 bin folder. So what we can do now is if we create a new text document or whatever, doesn't really matter, we'll just call it bg3.bat like this, and then if we open up Notepad, yeah, like that. So we're now editing this file with Notepad. I drag that bg3.bat into this window. Let's make this a bit bigger. And we can sequence these commands because we don't really want to be continuously stopping and starting the window manager service. So net stop uxsms bg3.exe net start uxsms. Now because this is going to be running while we're playing it, this command isn't going to execute until we quit the game, which is perfect. It's exactly what we want. So file, save, close Notepad. What we'll do again, if we right click, drag, and we'll create a shortcut on the desktop. Might as well get rid of these because we don't need them anymore. And then what we can do, right click, properties, that, change icon. That's going to say there's no icons associated with the batch file, which is fine. Click OK, browse, see Baldur's Gate 3 bin bg3.exe, and what that's going to do is it's going to give us the proper icon for the game. So we'll use that. Yeah, the scaling's a bit weird, so I'm going to click OK. No, I'm not. I can't. It's too small. Tab. OK. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So what we'll do now is just rename that to whatever. Baldur's Gate 3. And then again, we've got to execute this. Is the keyboard still running on screen? Yeah, so I don't know if we're going to be able to see this. Execute this, and then pretty much straight away after the desktop window manager service has stopped, we're going to hold down shift again, and hopefully, yeah, it's come up in the background, which is, well, what we expect given what we're doing. Hopefully it's going to launch, which it has. Yeah, that's it. Easy as that. Yeah, not much more to say, really. I mean, you can run this Windows 10 or Linux or what have you, but yeah, if you've got an old PC like this, that's how you do it. Okay, well, hope that was useful, and yeah, thanks again for watching.